Good afternoon, everybody. If you can hear me, I think you can. No, live now. Good afternoon. The Trump administration Center for Disease Control is contemplating a change to childhood vaccines that could lead to deaths. This is horrifying, shocking, and just absolutely disgusting. Here is the report as it appeared on CNN moments ago, and I will replay for you now.
We have recommended in the United States that newborn babies get a dose of the hepatitis B vaccine before they leave the hospital. That's been in place since 1991, and that recommendation is credited with dramatically reducing the number of infections of hepatitis B, which can cause liver cancer and can be fatal in children, really by orders of magnitude. Researchers also point out that it has a safety track record of more than 3 decades. So they're questioning why this is being brought up by this committee right now. Of course, this committee was put in place by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. earlier this year, and they've been revisiting a lot of longstanding vaccine policy. So we don't know exactly what the vote is actually going to end up being tomorrow morning, but one of the sort of intervals that have been floated is that maybe if moms test negative for the hepatitis B virus, that their babies could delay the vaccine and get it no sooner than 2 months of age. Well, there was an analysis of what that delay might mean, and it found that it would lead to a potential 1,400 plus estimated new cases of hepatitis B infections among kids every year, more than 300 cases of liver cancer, and almost 500 hepatitis B virus-related deaths, and that's annually, you guys.
And there's more in store tomorrow. What should we be expecting, Meg?
Right, so now this vote is potentially going to happen tomorrow morning, but originally Friday was going to be all about the entire childhood vaccination schedule. And the first presenter on the agenda about this tomorrow is a lawyer named Aaron Siri, who has close ties to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And that's been drawing intense criticism externally, including from Senator Bill Cassidy, who posted on X this morning criticizing the choice of him to present on this, quote, as if an expert on childhood vaccines. He says the ACIP is totally discredited. They are not protecting children. Siri fired back on social media, saying that it was not true that he made all his money suing vaccine manufacturers, as Cassidy posited, and challenging the senator, who of course is also a doctor, and who was a pivotal vote for confirming Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to a debate on vaccines. Guys.
Quite an argument. Look forward to the meeting and vote tomorrow. Meg Terrell, live for us at CDC headquarters. Thanks so much.
I'm going to freeze that for a second, but I want to make a point here that the administration seems bent on reducing. Some people would say, oh, it's a good thing to reduce the impact and size of government in our lives. But what people don't realize is the reason why government is as large as it is because through time, people have demanded these services because of the problems the market has caused. The problems of the market is us dealing with each other in different ways, not just businesses, but it's how we treat each other. And one of the outcomes has been an inordinate number of infant deaths for reasons tied to why these procedures are in place today regarding getting infants the vaccines that they need. It's to save their lives. But the administration is just bent on, first of all, taking your attention away from the Epstein files matter, which, by the way, is still outstanding because the Epstein files haven't been released. And there are people who are saying, oh, all these pages are being redacted. And they are literally pulling at the very strings of the underpinnings of society that government is responsible for to take your attention off that while they continue to make screw-ups in other areas and take your attention off the matters of that would basically get them out of power, like the Epstein files. It's all about power for them and nothing else. They don't care about improving the country. And I remind everybody, if you don't know it now, you should know it, that President Trump sold the Miss Universe pageant he owned, the Moscow Miss Universe pageant, for an undisclosed sum said to be over $1 billion to a group of investors that were assembled by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Then the very next year, Trump ran for president. That was 2015. This is all well documented. And yet, no one seems to put together that the president is not working in the best interests of the country. And now, for those of you who would say, well, he's working in what he thinks the best interests of the country are, that's not what a president is supposed to do. A president is supposed to follow the mandate that they were put in office for. Like, for example, reducing prices. That hasn't happened. And that follows a laundry list of other actions that Trump promised he was going to do, but didn't do. And then when he got in office, says, well, I'm following Project 2025, which basically is a blueprint for the destruction of this economy, because the people who have written Project 2025 were extremists, and they don't have the respect that is required for how our country operates and how the founding fathers designed it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be these ideas and calls for a constitutional convention, which means what? Which means you want to change the Constitution, okay? So we have to put a stop to this. There is nothing, no reason why we need to go through this. We don't need these tariffs. We don't need these constant interruptions in government service. And we don't need the constant lies that are put out that come with them. They need, John Kenneth Galbraith really said it the best. He said that Republicans have the singular distinction of accusing government of being inept, and then when they take office, doing everything they can to make it so. I can't think of a better example of what Galbraith said than what's happening right now. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennyReport.com.